Imagine this. You open your eyes in the morning. The alarm hasn't even gone off yet, but you already feel awake, clear-headed, energized. You swing your legs over the side of the bed, stand up, and there's no groaning, no sluggish shuffle to the coffee maker. Sounds like a fantasy, right? Here's the surprising part. It's not just possible, your body is built for it. And no, you don't need to be 25 years old or drink a gallon of cold brew. You could be 60, 70, even 80, and still wake up with that steady, natural energy. The truth is, most people don't feel tired in the morning because they're getting older. They feel tired because their body's natural morning engine isn't turning on the way it's supposed to. In fact, studies from sleep and aging research show that your morning energy is less about how many birthdays you've had and more about a handful of small daily habits that either flip that on switch or keep it stuck in neutral. And here's your first quick win. Tomorrow morning, before you do anything else, get sunlight into your eyes within the first 20 minutes of waking. Not through a window, not filtered through sunglasses. Actual morning light. Even if it's cloudy, go outside for 5 minutes. Why? Because morning light tells your brain, wake up, it's daytime. Time to turn on the systems that keep you sharp, energized, and in a good mood. That one shift alone can make a difference you feel within a few days. But sunlight is only the beginning. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to share 5 simple science-backed things you can do each morning that train your body to be alert, focused, and energized all day, without more caffeine, without complicated routines, and without expensive supplements. And here's the best part. These habits work especially well if you're over 60. That's because your body is actually more responsive to these natural energy cues as you get older, if you know how to use them. So grab a cup of tea or coffee, get comfortable, and let's start with the first, and maybe most overlooked, step to never feeling tired in the morning again. The reset button. Your body forgets to press May. Let me ask you something. Have you ever woken up feeling like your brain is still under a heavy blanket? Like you're awake, but not really awake? That foggy, slow start happens because your body's master clock didn't get the memo that it's time to start the day. You see, inside your brain, right behind your eyes, there's a tiny group of nerve cells called the suprachiasmatic nucleus. Think of it as your internal conductor. It sets the rhythm for everything: your sleep, your energy, even your digestion and hormone levels. And here's the twist. This conductor doesn't keep time on its own. It needs signals to know when morning has arrived. Without them, it runs late, and so do you, in terms of alertness. We already talked about the first signal, morning light, but there's another signal almost nobody over 60 talks about, and yet it's one of the fastest ways to press reset on that clock movement. I'm not talking about a gym workout or a 5-mile run. I mean gentle, deliberate movement in the first 10-20 minutes after waking. Why so early? Because when you start moving soon after you open your eyes, you send a surge of blood flow and oxygen through your muscles and brain. This signals your nervous system, we're up. Switch from repair mode to active mode. Think of your body like an old car engine. If it's been sitting all night, you don't slam the pedal. You turn the key and let it warm up. That warm-up is your morning movement. Here's a 2-minute example anyone can do, no matter your age or fitness level. Stand up tall. Roll your shoulders back and down 3 times. Gently twist your torso side to side, letting your arms swing loosely. March in place for 20-30 seconds. Take 3 deep breaths, stretching your arms overhead as you inhale. That's it. You just told your entire body, the day has begun. Now here's where science makes it interesting. When researchers looked at older adults who practiced light morning movement, they didn't just find higher energy levels. They also found improvements in balance, reaction time, and mood throughout the day. Why? Because you're literally syncing your body clock, improving circulation, and giving your brain a chemical boost of dopamine and norepinephrine, which are natural wake-up transmitters. And here's something else. Pairing movement with morning light amplifies the effect. Imagine your brain's master clock getting not 1 but 2 strong, clear signals. It's morning. That's like pulling up the blinds and ringing a bright, cheerful doorbell at the same time. But there's a bonus benefit people don't expect. When you start your day with light and movement, you actually help set the off switch for nighttime. Your body becomes more ready for sleep at the right time, which means you get better quality rest and wake up even more refreshed the next day. This is where most people over 60 can start to turn things around fast. It's not about more coffee. It's not about sleeping an extra 2 hours. It's about resetting the systems that have drifted out of sync. So here's your action step for tomorrow. As soon as you wake up, go outside for 5 minutes of light. While you're there, do 2-3 minutes of gentle movement. Breathe deeply while you move. Feel the morning air. Do that for a week, and pay attention to how you feel when you start your day. You may notice your brain switching on faster, your mood lifting, and surprise. You might not even reach for that second cup of coffee. Now this reset button is only the beginning, because even if you wake your body up perfectly, there's another hidden reason you might still feel drained by mid-morning. It has nothing to do with your sleep and everything to do with what you don't do in the first 30 minutes after getting up. And that's exactly what we'll explore next. The morning habit that can either fuel your energy all day or quietly rob you of it before breakfast even begins. The morning thief that steals your energy before you know it. Picture this, it's 7:15 a.m., you've gotten up, maybe even stretched a little, you're still feeling a bit groggy, so you do what most of us do, you reach for your phone, flip on the news, or start scrolling. Here's the problem. That tiny rectangle of glowing light in your hand might be robbing you of the very energy you're trying to gain. Let me explain. Your brain has two modes in the morning. Focused mode, where your mind is calm, clear, and ready to tackle what matters. Reactive mode, where your brain is constantly scanning for new alerts, messages, and micro-stresses. When you dive straight into email, news, or social media before your brain's fully booted up, you're basically telling your nervous system start the day in stress mode. That little hit of stimulation releases a burst of cortisol, your stress hormone. Now, cortisol isn't bad in the morning. In fact, your body makes some naturally to wake you up, but when you spike it unnaturally, your energy curve for the rest of the day gets hijacked. Here's what typically happens. You get a false jolt of alertness for about 30-60 minutes. Then you crash, hard. Your body tries to recover with more coffee or snacks, and the cycle repeats. And for people over 60, this roller coaster is even rougher. As we age, our stress recovery systems can get less efficient. That means the morning phone scroll can lead to feeling drained by 10 a.m., even if you slept well. So what's the fix? Create a morning buffer zone, a 20 to 30 minute window after waking where you avoid screens entirely. Instead of reaching for your phone, finish your light and movement routine. Drink a glass of water. Do something grounding, like making your bed, stepping outside, or listening to calming music. By delaying that first digital hit, you give your brain time to move into a steady, natural energy rhythm before the world's demands flood in. I once spoke with a 68-year-old retired teacher named Carol, who swore she just wasn't a morning person. She'd wake up, check Facebook, watch the news, and then feel sluggish all day. When she tried a 30-minute no-screen rule, she told me, "It was like I gave my brain back its mornings." Within a week, she was getting more done by 11 a.m. than she used to do all day. There's science to back this up too. Researchers at the University of California found that people who started their day with screen-based news and social media reported significantly higher stress levels and lower energy by mid-morning compared to those who delayed screen time by even 20 minutes. Now, I know this might sound impossible at first. Our phones are alarms, planners, and connection tools. But you don't have to go cold turkey. You can set boundaries. Try this. Put your phone in another room overnight. Use a basic alarm clock to wake up. If you must check something, give yourself 1 quick minute after your buffer zone is complete. You'd be amazed how much steadier your energy feels when you let your mind start the day on your terms, not the world's. And here's a friendly nudge. If you're enjoying this conversation and these tips are helpful, hit the like button and subscribe. It lets me know you want more content like this, and it helps more people over 60 discover simple ways to boost their health and energy. Now that we've talked about protecting your mornings from the energy thief, it's time for something you do want to put into your body in the morning. Because there's one simple, often overlooked hydration trick that can double your energy within 30 minutes, and it's not coffee. We'll cover exactly what that is next, and how to make it work for you starting tomorrow morning. The hydration trigger that switches on your energy. Most people think they wake up tired because they didn't sleep enough. And yes, poor sleep can be a factor. But here's something most people don't realize. You actually wake up slightly dehydrated every single morning. Why? Because you've just gone 7-9 hours without drinking anything, while still losing water through breathing and sweating. Even mild dehydration, just 1-2% loss of body water, can cause fatigue, brain fog, and slower reaction times. And for adults over 60, this is even more important. As we age, our thirst signal, the little "I'm thirsty" alarm, becomes less sensitive. You might need water but not actually feel thirsty yet. So here's the simple fix. Within 10-15 minutes of waking, drink a tall glass of water before coffee, before tea, before breakfast. But here's the twist that makes this work even better. Add a pinch of mineral-rich salt and a squeeze of lemon. Think of it as morning fuel for your cells. The salt provides electrolytes like sodium and potassium, which help your body absorb and use the water more effectively. The lemon adds vitamin C and a refreshing flavor that helps wake up your senses. I call it the hydration trigger, because this simple drink acts like flipping on a switch in your brain and body. Here's an easy analogy. Imagine your body as a dry sponge. If you pour water onto a totally dry sponge, it just sits there for a moment before soaking in. But if that sponge has a little bit of moisture already in the form of electrolytes, the water spreads and absorbs instantly. That's what happens inside you when you add minerals. When I shared this with a 72-year-old gentleman named Frank, who swore he couldn't function until his second coffee, he reluctantly tried it for a week. On day 3, he told me, "I still had my coffee, but I didn't need it to start my day. I felt awake before the caffeine." The science supports this. Multiple studies show that mild dehydration can reduce alertness and memory, while proper hydration improves energy and mood in as little as 30 minutes. Here's how to make your morning hydration trigger. 1 tall glass of water, about 12-16 ounces. A pinch of good quality salt like sea salt or Himalayan salt, just enough to taste very faintly. A squeeze of fresh lemon, about a teaspoon. That's it. No fancy powders. No expensive supplements. Just water, minerals, and a touch of citrus. And here's a bonus. If you combine this hydration step with the light and movement routine from part 1, you'll be stacking 3 natural energy signals before your day even officially starts. I know some of you might be thinking, but I drink coffee first thing. Do I really need water first? Here's why I'd say yes, coffee is mildly dehydrating, and if you drink it on an already dry system, you're just pulling yourself further into the energy hole. Starting with water gives your body the foundation it needs to use that coffee effectively, without the mid-morning crash. So tomorrow morning, try this, wake up, go outside for light and movement. Then drink your hydration trigger. Wait 15-20 minutes before having coffee or breakfast. Notice how much sharper and lighter your mind feels before 9 a.m. Now, we've covered the reset button, light and movement, protecting your mornings from the energy thief screen buffer, and turning on your brain's hydration system. But there's still one thing that can ruin your morning energy, even if you do all of the above. It's not what you drink, it's what you don't eat. Or sometimes what you eat too much of. Next, we're going to talk about the one breakfast tweak that can completely change how steady your energy feels until lunchtime. The breakfast flip for all-day energy. We've all heard the phrase, breakfast is the most important meal of the day. But here's the thing. If you're over 60 and you're still feeling tired in the mornings, what you eat may matter more than whether you eat. And for many people, breakfast is quietly setting them up for an energy crash before the morning is even over. Here's why. Most traditional breakfasts are built around quick-burning carbs, toast, cereal, muffins, fruit juice, pancakes. Even healthy cereals can be mostly sugar in disguise. Now, there's nothing wrong with carbs. Your body needs them, but when they arrive without enough protein or healthy fat to balance them out, your blood sugar shoots up fast. And what goes up fast comes down fast. That drop is what leaves you yawning at 10:30 a.m. and craving another coffee or a snack. For people over 60, this roller coaster is even more disruptive because insulin sensitivity can naturally decline with age, meaning your body doesn't handle those sharp spikes and dips as smoothly. So what's the fix? Flip your breakfast. Make protein the star and let carbs play a supporting role. I call this the breakfast flip because it literally flips your energy curve for the day. Here's what that looks like in practice. Instead of a big bowl of cereal with milk, try a veggie omelet with a side of berries. Instead of toast with jam, try Greek yogurt topped with nuts and a few slices of banana. Instead of just fruit juice, try A smoothie with protein powder, spinach, and half a frozen banana. Protein takes longer to digest, so it gives you a slow, steady release of energy. Healthy fats, like avocado, nuts, or olive oil, do the same. Together, they help you avoid that mid-morning slump. I once worked with a retired nurse named Joan, 66 years old, who had been eating oatmeal with raisins and honey for breakfast every day for decades. She loved it, but she always needed a nap by 11 a.m. when she swapped it for eggs with sautéed spinach and a slice of whole grain toast. She was shocked. I didn't even think about food again until lunch, and I had energy to go for a walk. And here's the best part. You don't have to cut carbs completely. You just pair them with protein and healthy fats. That way your blood sugar rise is gentler, your brain gets a steadier fuel supply, and your body feels stable and alert. The science backs it up. Studies show that higher protein breakfasts, 20-30 grams, improve alertness, reduce cravings, and help maintain energy and older throughout the morning. If you're not sure how to hit that protein target, here are a few easy swaps. Replace part of your oatmeal with cottage cheese or Greek yogurt mixed in. Add eggs or smoked salmon alongside your toast. Blend protein powder into your morning smoothie. You don't need to overhaul your whole diet. Just adjust the first meal of your day. And remember, food is information for your body. When you start your day with balanced fuel, you're sending the message, we're stable, we've got what we need. No need for emergency crashes. Now, before we move on, if you've been finding these tips helpful, I'd love it if you'd hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell. This channel is all about practical, science-backed steps that help you feel your best at any age, and your support helps me keep making these videos. We've covered 4 key morning upgrades so far, but there's one final piece that ties them all together, something that affects not just your morning but your mood, focus, and resilience for the entire day. And the best part, you can do it in 5 minutes without breaking a sweat. That's what we'll cover next. The often overlooked morning practice that trains your brain to feel more energized, more focused, and even happier. The morning mindset switch that powers your day. By now, you've got your body awake, light and movement, no early screen time, hydration, and a balanced breakfast. But there's one more thing we haven't touched yet, your mind. Because here's the truth. Even if your body is physically ready for the day, your brain can still feel half asleep if it hasn't been given a clear signal about why it should be fully alert. Think of it like this. You wouldn't set out on a road trip without knowing where you're going. Your brain's the same way. If you start your day without direction, it defaults to autopilot, which often means lower focus and wasted energy. This is where the morning mindset switch comes in. It's a simple 5-minute practice that primes your mind for focus, positivity, and energy all day. And no, it's not complicated meditation, journaling for an hour, or repeating, "I am powerful" in the mirror. Though if you like that, go for it. It's about intentionally setting your brain's GPS before the world hijacks your attention. Here's the step-by-step version. Sit somewhere quiet, could be at the table with your coffee or outside in the fresh air. Take 3 deep breaths, slow inhale, slow exhale. Let your shoulders drop. Answer 3 prompts, mentally or on paper. What's one thing I'm looking forward to today? What's one thing I can do today that would make me feel proud tonight? Who is one person I can encourage or connect with today? That's it. 5 minutes or less. Why does this matter so much? Because your brain has a filter called the reticular activating system. Its job is to decide what information gets your attention. When you give it intentional instructions in the morning, it starts scanning for things that match them. That's why, when you decide you want to buy a certain car, you suddenly see it everywhere. The same goes for energy and focus. If you start your day asking, "What can I look forward to?" your brain starts noticing opportunities instead of obstacles. That mental shift actually changes your body chemistry, lowering stress hormones and increasing dopamine, the same feel-good chemical that boosts motivation. I'll give you an example. A 70-year-old viewer named Alan emailed me after trying this. He'd been waking up feeling bored and drained since retiring. His first one thing was simply walk to the park and watch the ducks. He laughed at how small it sounded, but said, "When I started my day with that in mind, I actually looked forward to getting up. The walk gave me energy, and my whole day felt lighter." Here's the beauty. This practice also acts like an emotional safety net. On the mornings when you wake up feeling stressed, you can still ask those 3 questions, and they help your brain shift gears into possibility mode instead of problem mode. And yes, there's science here too. Research in positive psychology shows that starting the day with intentional focus on positive actions can improve mood and resilience for up to 6-8 hours afterward. That's a huge return on just 5 minutes. So tomorrow morning after you finish your light, movement, hydration, and breakfast, take your 5 minutes. Answer the 3 prompts. Carry those answers with you like a quiet compass for the rest of the day. When you stack this final habit on top of the others, you're not just avoiding tired mornings, you're training your body and mind to wake up ready. And remember, it doesn't matter if you're 62 or 82. Energy isn't about age as much as it's about consistency. Your body loves rhythm. When you give it the same morning cues every day, it starts to expect to feel energized. And more often than not, it delivers. Now that we've put all 5 pieces together, let's wrap this up with a quick, encouraging recap and a single action you can take today to start your transformation. So, let's bring this all together. We started with the image of waking up clear-headed and ready for the day. No groggy shuffle, no endless cups of coffee, no mid-morning crash. And now you know the 5 simple science-backed steps that make it possible. Light plus movement. Flip on your body's master clock with morning sunlight and gentle movement. Screen-free buffer. Give your brain 20-30 minutes of peace before the world's noise comes in. Hydration trigger. Water, minerals, and lemon to rehydrate your brain and body instantly. Breakfast flip. Make protein and healthy fats the star for steady energy. Morning mindset switch. Spend 5 minutes setting your brain's GPS for a focused, positive day. The beauty of this is that each step is small, doable, and works even better when you stack them together. And here's the big truth. It is never too late to start. Your body, no matter your age, responds quickly to consistent, healthy signals. You can feel a shift in just days. And within a couple of weeks, mornings that used to feel heavy and exhausting can start to feel lighter, brighter, and even exciting. If you take just one action today, let it be this. Tomorrow morning, go outside for 5 minutes of light and gentle movement before you do anything else. It's free, it's simple, and it starts the cascade of changes that will make all the other steps easier. I've seen people in their 60s, 70s, and 80s transform their mornings just by starting with that one habit and then naturally adding the others. And remember, we're building not just more energy, but more life in our years. Because when you wake up ready for the day, you say yes to more connection, more movement, more joy. If this video inspired you, give it a like, share it with someone who could use brighter mornings, and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. This community is all about encouraging each other to thrive at every age. Here's to many more mornings where you wake up feeling truly alive.